Welcome to Drola's Garage. Today I have a shop update for you guys about these cars. Stay tuned. First thing, you'll have to apologize because these guys are at it again with the compressor and the generator, and it's just noisy. There's nothing I can do about that. All right, so I have an update on the GT3s. As you guys know, I've been trying to sell the red one. Honestly, I'm fed up with the low ballers and crap talkers, I guess, to put it nicely. So you know what? I'm gonna keep it. But I did sell the RS, or I am selling the RS. I have a buyer coming in tomorrow who's gonna take this car home. As beautiful as the car is, because it really is just spectacular, I figured, you know, the red car does the same thing, serves the same purpose, drives the same, if not better, because this car has all the upgraded suspension components. So this is a better car. Condition wise, 61,000 miles, 25,000 miles. And the reality is, they're not that different. Same engine, same transmission, same clutch, same interior. Practically the same car. So I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna drive the snot out of it. Track, mountains, road trips, whatever. This car, not that I say I didn't do that already with this car, but now for sure, this car is gonna get driven. And that brings me to another point. Since I've been making these videos and people see that I have these 3 iterations of GT3s in my shop, I get a lot of, suggestions. That's the word I'm looking for. Suggestions for comparison video on these 3 cars. So I figured today, why not take all 3 of them for a drive, and I can more or less give you guys a back-to-back comparison on the 3 cars. Why not? Right? I figured it's as good a time as any. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably start with the 996 because that's the oldest one, and then I'll go to the 997.1, and then I'll go to the RS. On another note, I was thinking about possibly selling the Seal Gray 996. Why, you ask? Not because I don't like the car, although right now it's dirty, it's got love bugs all over it and bird poop. I mean, I took it to the track. I've been driving it, I haven't washed it. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm thinking about selling this car for the reason being that if I plan on keeping this car, I am going to just drive it. That includes track, which was the purpose mainly for the 996, is to take it to the track. So I will, from now on, without, hesitation, take the red car to the track. Another point is that I have the Boxster, and at some point I'm gonna get that Boxster back, and that Boxster, really, I was thinking about turning that into my track car because, one, it's a free car. It actually has already paid with the insurance and everything. It has already paid me to own it. So why not beat the crap out of that Boxster? And if it blows up, it blows up. You know what I mean? What do I care? I mean, granted, not to say I'm looking to blow it up, but I can really drive that car without any worry whatsoever. So if that's the case, then why do I need the 996? Right? That being said, I know the 996 is a very special car. The reality is this car drives unlike any other car that I've ever driven. The 996 GT3 is truly a unique piece of engineering, which is kind of strange because when you really think about it, the 996 and the 997 are not that different, at least on paper. You know, suspension wise, engine wise, they're really not that different, but they drive completely different, and it's kind of weird. So that's it. Let me get set up in the 996. I will set the camera up and all that, and let me get that car, let me get in it and go for a drive. Give you my thoughts about the car. So opening the door, we have the typical 996 setup with the buckets, the dash, you know, typical 996. This car has the center console delete. I also got my little AIM solo guy there, and I have the mount there for the Smarty Cam, which I don't have in the car at the moment. So let me plop my my big butt in here, and let's go. Man, it's hot today. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm all sweaty, so bear with me here if I look like I just, you know, I'm all red. And anyway, I got the AC pump in here, so let me put my seatbelt on and set up the camera. I'm thinking probably somewhere around here, right? So, give me just a second. All right, let's go. First impression. The interior of the 996 is it's smaller, definitely, than the 997. What else? Obviously, the layout is different. You know, a lot of people don't like the layout of these cars. I at first liked it, and then I didn't quite care for it too much. And I think once my appreciation for the 996 platform and everything it represents, my views on the interior of the car has changed. So I don't mind it. It is what it is. I got that little thing vibrating back here, which is for the mount, the camera. So bear with me here. All right. What else can I tell you? Old school steering wheel, you know, 3-spoke. I think maybe they even had the steering wheel in some 993s. Typical 996, you know, gauge cluster, and that's it. So let me get on the road here. There's a lot of traffic today, so let me get on the road and give you guys some opinions. First thing I'll notice is the exhaust on this car is relatively subdued. It's a little raspy sounding. I'm not really sure, you know, I guess that's just the nature of the beast. That thing is going to drive me insane. Alright, so again, I got some traffic here. I'm getting on the highway now. This car has Moton Club Sports. First of all, it has all monoball suspension. It has Moton Club Sports with some fairly stiff spring rates. So the suspension is on the stiff side. Oh Lord, look at the traffic on the other side. It's not even moving. Anyway, so let's get some revs going. So it is rather quiet, considering it's a GT3, it's a track car. I'm sure you guys can hear the engine, but it's fairly subdued. So one thing about this car is it's kind of darty. Any little input, now granted it has a lot to do with the camber adjustment, just the overall alignment, because it is a track car. So it is a little bit darty, and that sometimes is a little iffy, you know what I mean? Especially like I'm going down the highway or something, and like any little thing makes the car move around. So it's definitely not a car that you can just kick back, sit back, relax, you know what I mean? You have to drive this car all the time. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I do want to go get an alignment again and maybe make it a little more street friendly. But you know, again, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. So you got to take the good with the bad with these 996s. So yeah, so let's get going a little bit here. So yeah, it's a little stiff, but it's not overly stiff. I mean, I don't mind it. I like a stiff ride, but man, it drives so right now, it's definitely on the stiff side. But I like that. So. Anyway, all right, we'll head back to the shop now, grab the other car, but you get an idea. It's just such a good car. Take the exit here, sorry. Alright. And that engine just sings all the way to 8,200 RPMs actually. It's just great. But it's very twitchy, that's for sure. On the flip side, as far as the ride of the car, riding around town, it's really not bad. It's not uncomfortable. You know, AC blows nice and cold, music works well, so it's definitely a car I can live with. I think it might be a little too, I don't know if aggressive or hardcore, whatever the word would be, for some. But for me, it's fine. It works. I enjoy it. So I don't really have anything bad to say about the car, you know. I just don't need 3 of them. You know what I mean? I just don't. So, all right, back to the shop. Let's go get the red car. All right, so we're back at the shop now. Time to get Red Rocket. I'm actually kind of happy about keeping Red Rocket. I always liked that car. I never really wanted to get rid of it. But there's no point in having Red Rocket and the RS at the same time. There's just wasn't any point. I was going to keep the RS. But the fact of the matter is, my justification is the delta between the two is too high for the same experience. So, oh well. Red Rocket. Man, you know, it took me a little while to get used to all this red stuff, but I feel like my favorite t-shirt, you know what I mean? It's just, feels like home. Let's get on the road. It is so hot today. It really is. But that's why I got air conditioning. All right, let's go. One thing I notice immediately, obviously, is the interior, the layout. It's definitely roomier, and I just like the way the controls are on this one. You know, not the controls, just the layout. I like it better. I like the console that goes down. I like the dash. It's more, it's kind of like a throwback. So like I was saying, the dash, they went back to the, you know, kind of the old school dash. You know, the curve here, the straight with the 2 vents here, the 5 gauges. I don't know. I like it better. I like the red stitching everywhere on this car. Everything has red stitching, so it's nice. What else? Let's go. So one thing I immediately notice when I drive this car is that the differential is set somewhat on the stiffer side, which I did on purpose. When I had the transmission fixed, I had the limited slip rebuilt and also tightened. So I always notice it. Someone who doesn't know the car might think there's something wrong with it, but there isn't. It's purposely like that because I like to drive this car. So I made the limited slip pretty stiff. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Driving wise, this car, you know, has semi-solid motor mounts. It has all monoball suspension. It still sits on the stock coilovers. They do have PASM, so I can stiffen them. They are nowhere near as stiff as the 996. But I don't know. Listen, I've tracked this car. I've driven it to the mountains many times. Maybe one day I'll change the coilovers, but I'm not in any particular rush to do so. I've been told that even just getting that DSC box, that stiffens the suspension, actually does make a big difference. So maybe I'll do that. But in the meantime, that's it. I think one of the things that makes one of the reasons I like this interior more, being that it's a little roomier and being that I'm a big guy, it's just a little more comfortable for me. The 996 is not uncomfortable in any way, but this one is a little more comfortable. Plus the fact that it doesn't have, those bucket seats also, you sit way upright. This car has 18-way, whatever, active sport seats. I don't know what you want to call it. It's got like 500 adjustments, and they're fairly comfortable. So the sofa seats. So they're comfortable. I'll probably change them, put some buckets, because if I'm keeping this car, I'm going to track it. I'm going to have to put some sort of buckets in there. So that's coming in the future. I got something lined up for that. Also, I'm going to put the roll bar back in here. I'm probably powder coat it red, just why not, since everything else is red. I think it'll look cool. And that's it. So let's get on the highway here real quick and give it a little ride. Now, I did put the stock exhaust back on this car. I had headers with high flow cats, side deletes going into the center muffler, and it made all kinds of glorious sounds. But when I decided to put the car for sale, I put everything stock. So the car is very quiet. I do have the sport button here, which will open the valves at idle, and also it'll open them at 3,000 RPMs instead of 4,000 RPMs, I believe is the cutoff. So I don't really care. I'll probably end up, since I'm keeping the car, I'll do something else with the exhaust. I'm not really sure what yet. I was thinking about maybe some valve side deletes or something, but I'll see. So we're getting on the highway here, and there you can hear that exhaust opening. That used to annoy the crap out of me. I hated it. That's why I got the side deletes, and I will probably go back to that. In a straight line, at least on the highway, this car definitely 100% is a lot more stable than the 996. This car is not twitchy. It's very direct. It doesn't wander everywhere. It's not so sensitive to imperfections in the road. The 996 will go all over the place. Any little groove, any change in pitch or anything like that, and that 996 is going where it wants to go. So that's why I said you have to drive that car all the time. You can't just sit back and kind of take it easy. No, you have to drive it all the time. This car, you can just kind of, relax a little bit and, and just go for the ride. There goes that exhaust opening up. All right, so let's see. Same place we were with the other car. Let me give it some gas here. Again, I'm going about 90 around the turn here. And it's just planted. I mean, this car is just freaking awesome. This one is bright red, so I gotta be a little more careful with this one. The 996 being seal gray is a little more low key, but this car is bright red. But I can not even have to hold the wheel. The car drives straight. The 996 would never do that. So that's about it. I don't know what else I can show you. It's a very smooth ride. Smooth. It's still a GT3. It's still going to be a sporty ride, but definitely smoother than the 996. The 996 is here on this part where the highway has sections, this car handles them better. And this car also has monoball suspension, so in theory it should have a harsher ride, but it really doesn't. It doesn't bother me one bit. I actually like it. I feel it more direct, cup car, you know, 997 cup car. It's just a marvelous sound. But right now with the stock exhaust, it's quiet. You know, it's definitely very livable. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to do something about that though. So you can hear that exhaust open. That used to annoy me so much. Loud, quiet, loud. It just on off. If I hit the sport button, it will open the valve sooner. I think at 3,000 RPMs. But whatever. So yeah, that's the 997 for you. Now we'll go back to the shop. We'll jump in the RS, and we'll give you a little talk about that one. That car is not very different than this one. I mean, the interior's all the same. It's very similar. Anyway, let's go get the RS. We'll go for a drive in that one next. So now I'm in the RS. Let's go for a ride. Immediately, I notice this car is softer. It's not as how can I say visceral even as the red one, as much as they are very much the same car. The red one, since it's got the Wevo, the yellow engine mounts, I can feel more of the engine. The limited slip in this car is not as aggressive as the red car, so that also eliminates a source of, I wouldn't say harshness, but you know, you don't feel that LSD working in this car like you do in that car. I know the LSD works, so I put it in here, I spin the wheels, and you know, and they spin the way they're supposed to. But yeah, it's definitely a softer ride. So let's keep going. Let's go get on the highway. I had to stop for gas real quick. I forgot this car was on an empty tank. So again, like I was saying, definitely this car is softer than the red car. Not even, we won't even get into the 996. Even though this is supposed to be, you know, the RS, the hardcore version, etc., I think this car definitely is the most refined of the three. Nothing wrong with the car, just it's just soft. The suspension is softer, although the shocks are the same. I'm sure the spring rates are the same as on the red car, but nothing compared to the 996. I don't feel as much vibration because this car has stock motor mounts, so that really does quiet the NVH. They call it the noise, vibration, and harshness. And I don't know, it kind of counterintuitive to think that the RS, which is supposed to be the hardcore car, is actually the most subdued and refined of the three. You know, I was looking at it now when I was getting gas, and it's so beautiful. I mean, the car is just absolutely gorgeous. It's unfortunate that the price delta between this car and the red car is so high, because otherwise I would just keep this one. But I said I could, you know, for what I get for this one, I can have the red car and the gray car, basically, you know. So it doesn't make a lot of sense from a financial standpoint to keep this car when the driving experience is pretty much the same as the red car. Also, when I drive this car, I worry. I'm always looking to see who's going to rear end me, who's going to swerve over 5 lanes, who's gonna do what. You know, this is South Florida. We don't have the best drivers here, and I found myself that when I drive this car, I'm more alert to other people's shenanigans and just to everything that's going on around me, which, you know, obviously you're supposed to be anyway, but it adds a level of, I don't know if stress is the right word, but look at this. I mean, for example, look at this. Look behind me right here. Look how close this guy behind me, he's like right on my bumper. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, do you need to be 6 inches away from my bumper? You know what I mean? That's the type of thing that in this car kind of worries me. You know, I look at my mirror, like literally this far from me, you know? Honestly, to me, it takes a little bit of the enjoyment away. So I had one car before this that was the same scenario. It was an 85 factory wide body, you know, the turbo look M491 car in sapphire blue metallic. It had like 40 something thousand miles. Mint car, pristine. It was the most beautiful car, definitely the most beautiful car I've ever owned, but maybe one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen. Wide body. I put a normal deck light. I got rid of that big turbo spoiler, and it was just a phenomenal car. And I sold it. I couldn't drive it. I didn't like it. I was too stressed all the time. So that's when I got the 964. So let's go. As you can hear, this car also makes the same noises as the red car. Exhaust opens up at the same time and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, engine-wise, it's the same engine as the red car. This car, I don't know. I think this car has less sound insulation, so I can hear it a little more. But it drives the same, it accelerates the same, clutch is the same, transmission is the same. This car does have bigger brakes. It's got the 380 millimeter PCCBs. So, I mean, those things will stop a jumbo jet, but the ones on the red car are more than sufficient. So, what else can I tell you? It's a comfortable car, you know, obviously, typical layout of a 997, nothing new, and it's a beautiful car, obviously in great shape. It only has 25,000 miles on it. So there's not much wear. It's a nice car. Like, this is a car I could daily, every day, perfectly comfortable. You know, this one's on the phone. You see what I mean? This one's like this on the phone. It takes the enjoyment away. It really does. Look at her now. She's like, oh crap! I gotta get over. Look at her. So it is what it is, you know. I think I'm making the right call. We're kind of in uncertain times right now as far as what's going to become of the economy in the near future. I think I'd rather just be sitting on cash than on cars, if you know what I mean. So I think I'm making the right move. Will I miss this car? I don't know, probably. Will I regret it? I don't know, maybe. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm okay with my decision, and I think I'm going to enjoy the red car a lot more. This car is nicer, by far, much nicer. But I will enjoy the red car much more. Hey, listen to that thing just scream, boy. That's a 130. All right, that's good enough. At the same time, I can sit back and cruise. I'm going 80 miles an hour, perfectly comfortable. AC blows ice cold. There's no rattles, no noises, no vibrations, nothing. So, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Again, the price difference between this car and the red car is pretty significant. I think I'm selling this car at a good price Could I get more? Probably. But at the same time, it's someone I know. He's getting, this is his absolute halo car. Absolute. Like, this is probably the last car he'll ever buy. And yeah, no, I think it's a win-win. So he's coming to take it. I will see it again. He lives in another state, but I will see it again. So it's not the last time I'll see this car. I bought it. I enjoyed it. I made a great video series about it. Took it to the track a couple times. Took it up to the mountains. I enjoyed the car, and it's time to move on, I guess. But that's okay. That's all right. But like I said, just driving this car, you know, normal, you know, in town here, it's very comfortable. These sofa seats are great. It's smooth. It's not jarring in any way. This is definitely a car that I could daily without any hesitation. But when the time is right, I'll get another one, right? You guys have seen, I'm pretty resourceful. When I want something, I'll find it. So I'm not worried about it. Listen, if I really miss this car and I really want another one, I'll find another one. No, I'm not too concerned. It's not like I don't have other nice cars anyway. So the idea is to keep the red car, the 964. I was thinking about the 912 too. I don't know what to do with that car. Maybe I'll sell that one too. So I keep the 964, the 997, the red car, my little Beamer, and then the Boxster. And then the Boxster I will absolutely just shred up on the track. That's going to be my track toy. And I'm not double guessing that decision. I think that's a good call. It's a car that I can drive without any worries. So I'm actually anxious to get that car back. So that's it. I don't know what else I can show you guys. You guys have seen this car before. Again, it's a 997 GT3 RS, just like every other 997 GT3 RS. It's a nice car, and as of tomorrow, it will no longer be mine. I'm back at the shop here. I got these guys with a generator going over there, so it's kind of annoying. One more thing I wanted to point out to you guys about this car. One of the things I can't really say I don't like about the car, but that worries me about the car, and I'll tell you what it is. You see this beautiful carbon fiber spoiler here. It's just gorgeous, right? However, if you snag something here on this corner right here, like for example, you come by and for whatever reason, I don't know, anything snags here, right? Or even on this side, and you snag it, you'll rip it. I mean, it'll just break. And this thing, I don't know how expensive it is, but I'm sure it costs many thousands of dollars, like many thousands of dollars. And I find that is such a hazard, you know what I mean? Because anything can get, you can walk by, blah, you know? And especially me here in the shop, you know, I'm walking by with stuff, I'm carrying stuff, wheels, whatever. And if something just happens to hook right there, it will rip that off. And let me tell you, I don't like it. As beautiful as it is. So yeah, this probably be the last time I have this view here in front of the shop. There they go, here we go. Let me go back over here. The 3 GT3s. And there you have it. We've gone for a ride in the 3 GT3s. few people have requested that video, you know, back-to-back comparison of these cars. Now it's done. Can't say I don't listen. Can't say I don't heed your advice, right? So that's it. Those are the 3 cars. This one will be gone tomorrow. The gray one, I will see. I'm not sure yet what to do about that car. I might put it for sale. I don't know yet. I don't know. The red car over there in the back, that car will stay with me. I consider also selling the red car, keeping the gray car. But I think if I'm going to keep the 2, I'd rather keep the red car. One, I know the car a lot better. If I'm going to keep one, I'm going to keep the red car between the red and the gray. So some people might not share that opinion, and to each his own. But that's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video with the 3 GT3s. Don't know if it was really all that informative. If you learned something, I don't know. Anyway, long overdue video of the 3 cars, back-to-back comparisons. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me any comments, notification bell, follow me on Instagram at Drola964, DRLA 964. I never put that on there. I don't know why, but anyway, yeah, I have an Instagram account, Drola964. I post more stories than actual posts on there. I don't know, maybe I'll change that. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, that's what it is. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And bye-bye, RS. Oh, I'm gonna be sad. Yeah, I'll be sad. But someone else will be very happy. So thanks for watching.